Okay, so we'll probably just go about 5 minutes on this one, Jonathan. Yeah. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Guest in the West. Really appreciate Devyn coming in and sharing with us what's happening there at the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. So now what's exciting is I'm going to talk to you. For those of you that are in Houston, then you already know that it's a great place to live. For those of you that are looking at Houston, maybe you're a college student. You're looking at, hey, where can I go work? The world is your oyster. Truly, if you've finished high school, you've finished college, and you're looking at getting into the workforce, I will tell you, Houston is one of the best economies in the city globally to be a part of. Number one, it is the most diverse city in the United States. Since year 2000, it's grown from about 4.8 million people in the last 19 years to 6.9 million individuals. That is a growth rate that is not seen in any city in the United States. There's about anywhere between 260 to about 1,000 people that are moving to Houston per day. That is an amazing amount of growth, and it's only getting stronger. As it continues to build, I was talking to someone yesterday that's in infrastructure, making sure that we have enough roads and waterways and everything to be able to service the expanding city. It's a big part of what Houston's looking to do. The other thing that I would say from a work standpoint is the economies that exist here is phenomenal. So just to give you a little bit of background, I moved here from Wisconsin about a little over a year ago. The entire state of Wisconsin, by the way, is about 6 million people. They could all fit comfortably inside Houston. That is how big and vast this city is. It's the size of an entire state. There is a multitude of very strong businesses. For a lot of people that are familiar, there's the port, so there's a ton of shipping from an export-import perspective. There's also, of course, a very vibrant energy and oil. There's an entire corridor. There's another corridor that's downtown. We call it the medical corridor. That's a multitude of different hospitals and clinics serving and keeping the population healthy and safe here in Houston. And so from a business perspective, as you have all that growth of individuals, human beings, if you're familiar with a little bit of Economics 101, is that as people move to a place, that drives a lot of needs. Housing, apartments, vehicles, public transportation, all the other services of fire and safety. And also, most importantly, people got to eat. They got to be able to socialize. And so all these other services start equating there. When you look at what's happening, there's a lot of people that are immigrating from foreign countries to Houston. At the same time, there's a very vibrant community of just natural births, which is a good thing from an overall economy perspective. So when you look at growth rates, from a population perspective, it only puts Houston in that wonderful spotlight to be able to see that kind of growth. And so if you're thinking about opening a business, by the way, there is no state income tax. I will repeat that again. There is no state income tax. So when you're doing your taxes yourself on TurboTax, guess what? After you do your 1040 EZ, that's legalese for those that are in the accounting world, after you do your taxes, there is no filter to go to the state. How beautiful is that? You're not losing another 5 to 13% of your income to pay for more taxes. And so there's a wonderful openness to businesses and having them do business here. And so I'm going to continue to share some different thoughts with you about working and playing and living here in Houston. For me, moving from Wisconsin, I'm still a Packers fan. Okay, this is how it's going to be. It's part of my DNA at this point. I have cheese heads. My sons and I will wear them. My wife kind of refuses to wear the cheese head. But that's just her, and that's okay. No, and nothing but love for her. So when it comes to being able to do business here in Houston, it's open. And so I welcome anybody. If you're looking to set up shop here, come on down. We'd love to network with you. And so very, very excited to be able to have Todd come in. We're going to first have a quick break. That way we can bring him and introduce him formally. And he's going to share with us what his business has done in the past. what it's going to be doing right now and in the future, and what he's excited about, and then most importantly, why he's a member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to break for a commercial right now. Again, thanks for all of our sponsors for being able to make Guests in the West a possibility. All right, everybody. See you soon. What's up, man? Thanks for coming in. He's going to just set you up.
Okay.
Look, you come all festive. I love it.
I know.
It was like, ho, 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 almost happy holidays.
Next time, I'm going to wear a fun hat.
So,
Well, I'm going to set the precedence.
he says a mic away, or a fist away. So you got a good booming voice. So you'll be speaking
I've done
louder
like
than normal,
before, yeah.
And then that's your camera.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, the one on the right. So at some point you'll stop talking to me and adjust camera time.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll not be offended by that.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to have a donut.
So real quick, did he give you the rundown about your mind?
Yep.
Okay, you're good.
And is this good height? Are we good?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, looks fine to me.
I'm not required to rap or anything, am I?
Well, not yet.
No.
Unless you want to.
No.
You can. I mean, that's totally fine.
I cannot. So.
That would be really impressive. Job.
White men cannot rap or jump, so.
Okay. So really, it'll just be, so tell me about, so Todd, introduce yourself, share your story with the audience, and then after you go through your story, then it'll be like, hey, what are you guys excited about what's going on right now and in the future?
Okay.
And then after that, it'll be, hey, so tell us, remember the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, tell us about that experience.
15 seconds.
Cool. She needs an elf costume.
That'd be perfect, actually. All right, welcome back, everybody. Excited to have our first guest on our inaugural show here, Todd from Payments Gallery. So for those of you people, there's probably just a few people out there in the Houston area that isn't familiar with you. And so why don't you introduce yourself to the audience here?
Well, yeah, just maybe a few. So good morning, everybody. My name is Todd Sagister with Payments Gallery. We're a little bit of an unusual concept. We have a retail showroom for point of sale and payment technologies. Most businesses that are doing that basically are in office buildings, and we have more of an interactive experience in our showroom where people can come out, touch and try before they buy it.
And so where did that brainchild come from for you guys?
Well, after being in the business for about 18 years, the payment industry is changing very quickly, and we wanted to adapt with the times. I mean, nobody really thought that an Apple store would take off, but it's an interactive environment that's revolutionized Apple's way of doing it. Best Buy reinvented themselves by being a showroom of sorts, even in the world of online shopping, so we've basically done the same thing.
That's wonderful. And so for people that aren't familiar maybe with where you're located, would you mind, especially for somebody that's listening to this on a podcast, what's the address that people can come by and check out the showroom?
Well, we have a great address right on, excuse me, on Westheimer. We're across from the P.F. Chang's restaurant in the Royal Oaks Plaza. So the major streets are basically Willcrest and South Kirkwood right there in that stretch of Westheimer.
Wonderful. And then for people, is there like hours of operation that you guys are open to have the showroom?
Yeah, normally it's Monday through Friday, 10 to 6. We'll stay longer or come in earlier or even do appointments on weekends. We kind of have slightly banker's hours on that. So.
And at the same time, I know that you go to people's businesses to help walk them through the
setup process, installation, training, even on-site consultations. We've been doing that for 18 years. It's just the showroom is a way to demonstrate, because you can't take all that out in the field, obviously.
Yeah. Or else you'd be taking a very large bus.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's Payments Gallery 2.0, maybe the rolling trailer or something with the interactive experience.
And now, for those of you that maybe haven't run into marketing or networking with Todd, one of the cool things is that you guys are doing a multitude of different things. So why don't you share with the audience a little bit about some of the things that you guys are excited about and what you guys are doing currently?
Yeah, I appreciate that. So we had a little bit of a brainchild a couple of years ago after we opened. That was during Hurricane Harvey, of all things, and we never officially had a ribbon cutting or a grand opening celebration. And once the dust settled from Harvey, we actually had the Chamber of Commerce come out and do a ribbon cutting for us. It was a much more delayed process than what we really wanted to, because we've been fans of the Chamber for a long time. But that eventually merged into doing a summer kind of flamingo style. I think you've been out to that festive event. That's not really designed to benefit any particular charitable organization, except this last year during the summer we did one to benefit Belanisio. That's an organization here in Houston that helps women get back on track after challenges with drug abuse, maybe being homeless, things like that. And then the one that we're really excited about right now is helping veteran families through the Houston area through an organization called Combined Arms. A lot of people don't realize that Houston is home to one of the second largest veteran communities in the U.S. And there's just a lot of needs that come with that.
And so for that particular one with Combined Arms, what specifically are you guys doing for that? How can people maybe become a part of that and help support that that organization?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's combinеdarms.us to learn more about the organization. They're an umbrella over about 40 to 50 sub-organizations that do a lot of things from suicide prevention to work and job placement for veteran services, things like that. What we've specifically done is partnered with them for Operation Santa, which is placing toy boxes out in the community.
Thus the hat, I take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So ho ho ho, happy almost holidays to you, Sherman. Yeah, so we placed over 100 boxes last year out in the community, which was our first time ever doing it. We had great success on that, and we just came off of last week's fall crawl, which is kind of our kickoff. And so for any business that would be interested in having a box out there at their location for foot traffic and participating, they can just go to Fall Crawl Y'all for Texas, y'all.com, and learn more. There's a lot of information on there on where the boxes currently are and how to be involved in it.
All right, so as people drop off the toys, what happens then as, maybe explain to them how ultimately the families benefit, these veteran families?
Yeah, so we wanted to really create a situation where it was a win-win-win situation all the way across the board. Number one, at the end of the day, these toys are not from the community, they're not from business owners, they're actually from the parents, because Combined Arms has a family fun day, December 7th this year, it's a Saturday. They have all the kids and the families come out, and they go off into a separate area while the kids go and play and have family time and food and games and things like that. And then the families basically go in and find the age-appropriate gifts, and then they have volunteers on site to wrap everything up. And then they go home and have a regular Christmas, and the kids never know there's a financial challenge at home. And when we heard about that, we thought, well, this is something we've really just got to get behind and let more people know about.
Well, and what a great way to be able to help those families and allow them to have dignity in those trying times.
Oh, absolutely. And the great thing too is the Houston West Chamber had a box in their location. Houston West Chamber is also located in the West Chase District, which is a very central economic force on this side of town, which we appreciate. They had a box in their West Chase District office last year, and so we're looking forward to having that participation again.
That's wonderful. So one of the things, I've always met you at various networking events. You're very active at the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. So tell us a little bit about, for you, why you and Payments Gallery are, number one, not only are you very active, but you're big supporters as well of the Houston West Chamber.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in a city the size of Houston, which you were talking about earlier, it's very important to find a community or a sub-community in that. And that's the great thing that, a chamber like Houston West does. I mean, they have events going on every single week between ribbon cuttings and outings and luncheons, and there's just a variety of ways to plug into, and you just look at the calendar and figure out what is the fit for your schedule. I mean, it's whether it's morning things, luncheons, or in the evening after hours events and things like that.
And so for how many years have you and Payments Gallery been a part of the Houston West Chamber as members?
We got involved with the chamber when we officially opened our retail store. So before that, it was just office building, space like that, and it's a little harder to interact in the community. But we wanted to make sure that we did that, kind of planting our flag in the sand, so to speak. Yeah.
Well, I know that we're sitting in Now Media Studio because of your introduction to the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, right?
Absolutely. It's interesting how, kind of that 6 degrees of separation happened. So Now Media is a client of ours. He actually walked in because he saw our sign on Westheimer and thought, wow, what is this? This is an unusual concept. I want to learn more about it. We got talking, and one thing led to another. He became a client. We got talking with him about connecting into the community more, and we have kind of a small business card room, which you've seen over at our place.
Yeah.
We kind of use it as a mini connecting hub, so to speak, and one thing led to another. Introduced Juan and his team to the chamber, and the rest is history. They've been out at many events, and now here you're doing all of this.
Yeah, here he is. So for those that aren't familiar with that, it's 6 degrees to Todd at Payments Gallery.
That's not Kevin Bacon. Well, hey, I take that as a huge compliment, so I appreciate it. Well, I'm just looking forward to having my plaque on the wall or something.
Yeah, no, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Well, again, Todd, I appreciate you taking the time. to share with us your story, what you guys are doing over there at Payments Gallery. Your, of course, big partnership and support with Combined Arms is very exciting. And then, of course, your constant support and appreciation for the Houston West Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else that you want to share with the audience that's either viewing this or listening to this via podcast?
Well, I can really not emphasize enough the importance of supporting our veterans. I mean, obviously, we've come off of Veterans Day itself just a few days ago, and the needs are really great out there. I mean, whether people can get involved with the toy drive or help us partner with that, that's great. But, if you've got veterans in your neighborhood, people at work that you're, just around, just, pat them on the back, thank them for the sacrifice. I personally was never in service, but I've had it around my family and all that. And my path through life took a different career direction, and this is our way of giving back as a small business, because I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing if we don't have freedom, and the cost of freedom is never really free.
No, that's a really good point. So appreciate all that you're doing in the community. Appreciate you taking the time to come here, being our first guest on the Guest in the West here. So
Awesome.
you are helping us really launch this thing into the next stratosphere, if you will.
Keep going. Great.
We're going to take a quick break here before we bring Tiffany on, and so appreciate you again taking the time to share with us today. For those that want to get involved, it's combinedarms.us, or you can check out some of the details of getting involved locally. Fall Crawl Y'all. All right, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Thanks so much, man.
That was fast and awesome. All right.
Yeah,
Donut time.
dude, you didn't waste any time, man. You just jumped right in.
I'm telling you, I've done this thing before, so.
I had a little trouble getting out here. There was a snafu on the beltway.
That's what Devyn was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I can walk and get it though. I'll be right there.
No, I mean,
Sure. You need contact information or phone or anything too?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
What's up, Facebook Live? Here we are. Hope you guys are doing great. Ben, what's up, buddy? Jesus, Dico, Brian, Corey, Danny, Paul, Julie, Dave Monk, Ash, Mao, Tyler. Thanks everybody for coming on. Check out the show. It's our inaugural Guest in the West show. This is like a brainchild of mine. So for those of you that remember me from Wausau, I actually had a show on the radio station 89.3. I wanted to do this here. Let's go. So feel free to sit down. You want to speak about a fist away from the mic? You can address me, but then at some point you're going to talk to the camera on the right.
Gotcha.
And so real quick, it'll be basically tell us your story, a little bit of your past, what you're currently doing, what you're excited about, and then finally why you're in the chamber.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
What I'm doing. What's the weather?
Yeah, it's nice and warm out there. Devyn's loving it.
I'm not.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are super excited. In today's lineup, Devyn did a phenomenal job at the Houston West Chamber. Got to thank her again. I am super thrilled to have Tiffany on the show today. I don't want to steal any of your thunder, so why don't you share your story with the audience?
So I'll tell you, I'll start with here. When I initially got into real estate, I never thought that I was going to be in it. I always said, no, I don't want to do it. This is not something I want to do. My father has been in the industry for over 37 years, and so I was real estate out.
Okay.
That was never a dream of mine. Went off to college, got a dual degree in international business and marketing, and decided that I was going to stay in Atlanta, or at least I thought I was. And my mother fell ill, got very, very sick, and so I quit everything that I was doing. And at the time, I so happened to be working for a large commercial real estate firm in Georgia. And so when I quit and I came back here, and after her passing, I decided I wanted to get back into real estate, but I didn't know where I was going to do or what I was going to, do. And got my real estate license the week of my father's birthday. It actually marks 2 years in a couple of weeks. And I came in and I just gave him my information. I said, I work for you now. And so from there, he and I have worked collectively to change and revitalize the company. He has done a phenomenal job over 37 years of just building this company from the ground up. They started with a Rolodex at a kitchen table, and now we are in the process of building our very own space, and hopefully it'll be done in the next month or so. But he's done an amazing job, but with technology coming in and, times are changing, I've decided that, hey, listen, we've got to stay above, we've got to stay ahead of the curve, or else we're going to be, washed out. And so now he and I are working together. You have baby boomer and millennial working together, trying to figure out how are we going to create this industry, how are we going to recreate it and revamp it.
Yeah. So then for you, as you have a look at what's happening right now, what's got you super excited?
Oh, there's a lot of things that are really exciting. I mean, in our office, the great thing about us being a smaller firm is that we have the ability to do so much. And so in addition to being very, very intimately involved in the build out of our new space, we have a hiring situation. We're going to be hiring new people for 2020, so we're going to be expanding our team. We're still working on some pretty awesome and amazing clients in 2019 going into 2020. We are looking to be more inclusive in social media, and so we're going to be including that and really ramping up on different social sites, being able to educate people. How do I get my own space? How do I get started? Who do I need to talk to? What does my team need to look like? And my father wrote a book, so I've been promoting that with him on the road. So we've just been doing a ton of things. 2019 has really been a phenomenal year for us.
So a lot of growth, and then somewhere obviously Ed figured out how to write a book in the midst of all this.
Somehow, some way, in the midst of running a company and everything else, he figured out how to write a book.
So for you, in regards to your role over there, what do you get your hands in with a lot of those different projects?
Oh, so I've been intimately involved in when it comes to the clients and getting them started. I've had an intimate hand in helping nonprofit organizations either renew their leases and or find new locations. Small to mid-sized businesses, that's my sweet spot. Being able to help companies open their doors for the first time, identifying locations that are going to work for them. And so that's kind of my sweet spot between the nonprofit organizations and also the small to mid-sized businesses.
Gotcha. And you mentioned the need for human capital, the need for hiring. Any particular people that you're looking for right now? So if there are any audience members that might be looking to join Arvo Realty Advisors.
Yeah, actually, we're looking for some experienced commercial real estate individuals. If you've had experience or even if you're interested and you've never had it before, you just want to see what it's about, we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to have people come out for that role. We're looking for more agents, but we're also looking for a PR and marketing individual who can come in-house as well.
That's awesome. So I saw on your website, Tiffany, is there a book in the works for you at some point just to share your story?
Yes, absolutely. So I've worked on creating this kind of template, so to speak, for women. Being in a male-dominated industry where you're typically very, very intimidated and discouraged, and sometimes we limit ourselves. And so I started working on a project and I called it Beauty and a Beast. A lot of times we feel like we have to dial down what we look like in order for people to take us serious. And if not, then we feel like we have to be this super mean person who doesn't have a beautiful heart because I want people to take me serious. And I've found that there's a fine line between both. You can be both a gorgeous person inside and out, and you can be respected and you can be a beast in your field. And so definitely been working on that and trying to figure out what's the best avenue for me to let women know and help women and also bring us together so we can share some of our pain points and then, be able to talk it out and say, girl, you're not the only one. This is how I handled it, and maybe it'll work for you. So it's definitely in the works.
That's wonderful. And I know that's a big struggle for a lot of females in a multitude of different industries that are very male-dominated, where there can be this feeling of not being able to relate to certain things when it's maybe analogies on sports or going to the bars afterwards to watch March Madness. And so there can be this feeling of disconnect at the same time. To your point, feeling like, where is my identity on this? Do I need to be like super hardcore, ruthless mentality that's not really who they are, or they get walked over like a doormat? And so what a great way to be able to give back. Talk a little bit about being a minority in this space, and then of course being a female minority in this space, in this industry.
So initially when I got into the industry, I'll tell you, I looked around, in every room that I walked in, I was one of very few. And when I mean one of very few, the industry is highly underrepresented by women, and especially women of color. And in the role that I am in, where you are actually on the transactional side, you'll find that there's a lot of women who are account managers or assistants and things like that, but you find very few women that are C-level executives and or agents that deal with the larger transactions. And so initially it was very intimidating because I thought, you know what, Tiffany, you're young, you're a female, and you're African American. And then I sat down with a couple of women, and they said, well, it sounds like you have 3 things going for you. And that's when I recognized that the 3 things that I thought were a disadvantage to me could actually become my selling point and actually get me more business, and I can work with those things to make that more of a positive instead of a negative. And I'll tell you, as much as I would like to say it's so hard for me to have conversations, I've had very few men who were not welcoming to me in that space. Now, granted, there are, you do get, 1 or 2 here and there, but honestly, I can say that I have been welcomed with open arms, and it has been a lot of just respect and knowledge sharing across the board. But there's still a lot of barriers that we have to get through. There's still a lot of things that as women and minority women and as a minority company, we still have to work through to be able to play in the same field as some of the larger companies.
Yeah. So it's amazing that you decided then to turn into those what seem like disadvantages in the marketplace to make advantages for yourself. And I find that that's just a really good principle to really leverage for anybody that's out there. If you find yourself, let's say you're an immigrant and your English isn't that great, that can be a huge advantage for you to niche market towards that community. And so I love that you shared that with us. Anything else that you guys are working on from a business side that you want to be able to share on Guests in the West?
So one of the projects that we are working on and we will be bringing back is called IMOC, Invest in My Own Community. This program takes individuals who know little to nothing about commercial real estate, and it takes them through the entire process, the development process, the environmental surveying. We bring in expert attorneys, we bring in individuals who are in accounting, CPAs, the whole shebang, and we put it all together for you and show you how do I get my investment property, commercial investment property. And again, it's called IMOC, IMOC. And if you would like, you can either follow myself or go online to Arvo Realty Advisors and send us an email, and we'll let you know when the program is going to start back up. But it is a phenomenal program. We have taken over 400 people through it, and we've gotten rave reviews on it.
That's amazing. What a way to be able to get back to the industry and get a lot of talent looking at the industry as a way to be able to understand how to navigate.
Absolutely.
Now, you guys are members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Your dad now sits on the board of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, so I know it's a big part of what you guys do from a marketing and a community perspective. So tell us a little about your relationship with the Houston West Chamber.
So I'll tell you, initially I was a little bit nervous coming to the West Chamber. It was a larger organization than what I anticipated it to be, but it has been amazing. It has been welcoming, it has been warming. I've been put into positions and challenged to do things that I never in a million years thought I would be doing. I've just been voluntold, hey, we want you to do this, and I'm like, okay. And the opportunities and the relationships, and honestly, I mean, just the people, being able, and if you didn't do anything else but get to meet the people, you're inspired, you're encouraged, you're put in position to be successful. I mean, this chamber is, I would recommend it to anyone. It's phenomenal.
Okay, wonderful testimonial. So anyone that wants to be able to connect with you, what maybe some of the places they could connect with you and maybe follow your story, get connected on how, if they want to get into the industry, they're female, they're minority, or there's just someone that says, hey, I can kind of relate to what she's going through. How can people stay connected with you?
You can actually follow me on LinkedIn. It's Tiffany, Tiffany, Ryland, Ryland. And I should pop right up. And if you hop on LinkedIn, I'll be right there, and send me a message and I'll respond right away.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again for coming on the Guests in the West show. Really appreciate you guys, and appreciate all that you're doing over there at Arvo Realty Advisors.
Yes.
Super excited for you to be here. So again, everybody that's listening, consuming this weekly event here at Now Media Studios, want to thank again the Houston West Chamber of Commerce in setting this up. Want to thank Todd and Tiffany for being our guests here today. And of course, the studio of Now Media. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. And attend till next week. Understand that Houston is a great place to live, work, and play. Thanks again. See ya. Sherm's out. Thank you so much. You look sharp. Nice suit. I like that.
I really like this studio. It's very, very nice.
This is fun, huh? So I was thinking.
Is that going to be your signature? Is that going to be your signature exit?
It will be.
I like that.
That was really good, by the way. That was really good. Yeah.
Your dad should have a show.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Ed now. I'm gonna reach. We'll be like, "This is Tiffany. Look how wonderful she did. Now let's put you in the chair."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like all that advice he's given about minorities.
We've been talking about doing a podcast.
Yeah.
But there's just,
What's up, everybody? Only so many time. So many.
so many things on real estate that you can. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, but.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Terms out.